Well, this morning you have heard us talking about the general manager for the Colts and his emotional response to the racial issues America is dealing with.
Yeah, it's been a major talking point for sports, including right here in Indiana. Carlos was able to talk to the Indiana Fever about this. Carlos, what do they have to say?
Well, it was a post by the Indiana Fever on Twitter, and guys, it was one of two videos yesterday that has really got the entire sports world talking. The first video came out earlier in the morning. GM Chris Ballard for the Indianapolis Colts delivering an almost 20-minute passionate, unscripted speech to reporters in a video conference call where he said, I don't want to talk about football, I want to talk about racial inequality in America. And then hours later, the Indiana Fever players coming out with their own video on Twitter and YouTube about how they felt. When I saw both these videos, I thought, wouldn't it be great if we put them together so we could see the juxtaposition of what each of these people are saying? This is what we did, this is what I edited, and here's the finished product.
I've been silent for a long time, but I won't be silent anymore.
I can't imagine if that was my brother that was laying on that ground.
I've been ignorant to the real problem. This is not a black problem. This is a white problem. This is an issue that we have to talk about.
I'm angry. I'm hurt.
I am fearful for the futures of my two black daughters.
We can't sugarcoat our way out of this. We can't go back into our bubble, because that's what we've always done. We've always gone right back into our bubble, and we've never really listened. We haven't listened. I haven't listened. We haven't listened as a country.
I'm shocked that we are still dealing with racism to this day.
I'm angry because I'm not judged based off of who I am or what I do, but simply because of the color of my skin.
White America refuses to listen. We want to keep things the same, and it can't. Or we'll continue down the same path we're continuing down. And that has to change, and nothing will change until we do that.
Justice is what we're asking for. Equality, to be treated no lesser because of the color of our skin.
We do matter.
Because all lives will never matter until black lives do.
If you believe that racism doesn't exist in this world, then you are part of the problem, period.
Kids are not born to hate. They're not. They don't have any clue about race. They're taught it. They're taught it at home. And when I hear stories, it breaks my heart. Like the last 2 days, listening to our players talk, listen to our coaches talk.
It's bigger than a post. It's bigger than a repost. It's bigger than a shared story.
It's time we stand up behind each other and speak up, take actions.
Talk is cheap. Back it up with some action.
We're going to stand up for what's right. We're going to stand up for what's right as an organization. People deserve it. It's about humanity.
Enough is enough.
A change is coming.
Colts coaches also spoke out. Coach Frank Reich speaking out. Coach, of course, the Colts quarterback Jacoby Brissett also said if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And guys, a lot of people think that sports and race should be two different things. It should be separated. People want to enjoy their sports and not want to hear about racial inequality. And I think when you see these two videos and you see videos from sports teams all over the country, we're quickly realizing that the means of people and the way that people can communicate through sports is now changing, and sports has now taken on a whole new significance in our world, and sports has really changed and will change in the upcoming months and years, guys.
And it really is interesting to see how our teams are getting a lot of traction nationwide in terms of people listening to these conversations. If you Google Chris Ballard, for instance, and Colts, his comments are everywhere.
Yeah, that's a great point. And one of those things that we need to really consider right now is sports figures using the voice and the pulpit that they have been given for good.
And, you know, they've seen the example of Colin Kaepernick, what it cost him years ago when he was really the first to come out and speak about this. And they're not afraid anymore. They're coming out in large numbers and saying enough is enough. And it is the time. And I'm so glad to see it, that they're becoming leaders in this community. Carlos, thank you.